Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody, guys. Let's take a look again at the gold market. Here actually you can see the choppy action that we see. Yesterday our suggestion was correct that we said that probably it would be better to wait a bit more with taking the short position, although it was some dive yesterday after the gross domestic product release, but it was very short term, just a few minutes. And actually, guys, I have not checked what the reason was for that, because in a moment of the release of the data, gold stands flat. So because the numbers was mostly according to the expectation, it's no surprising was in the data, and the market reacts mostly flat as in euro currency, as in the gold. But then somehow gold has dived for the few minutes and returned it back up. So, but then theoretically the setup is bearish setup has been completed that we talked, but in reality it was really difficult to catch this action if you have not been prepared for that. Currently, right now, today's Friday, and we do not see something real on the daily chart that we could take part in. Probably we will start to watch on for next week. The only thing that we could specify today, it's probably setup that we have on hourly chart. Because on the daily you can see that market keeps well at grabbers, or at least this one, because that top stands below this grabber, but this grabber actually also is valid because market hasn't closed above the top of the grabber, showing this kind of the shooting star pattern by the candlestick framework, and theoretically it keeps chance on a possible downward action. At the same time, take a look what we've got yesterday on the fallout FM chart. Yesterday, when we identified this reversal session and market stands right here, we said, guys, do not take the short position because something goes wrong here. And indeed, first market shows this upward action, then that's collapse that I talked about, but it was just for a few minutes. And take a look again, another upward action. So if we would suggest that you have taken the short position here, well, maybe you could close here, but that was not really good action against your position, and overall price behavior was not really friendly for taking the short position immediately. And later within the session our warnings have been confirmed by this action. But take a look what we have right now. Market has formed bearish engulfing right at the resistance, keeping intact this top, which is actually grabber top on the daily. And theoretically, if you would like to trade gold today, you could consider possible retracement right back up here, back in the body of this engulfing, is trying to catch some minimal, some scalp trade with kind of the A, B, C reaction to the downside. That theoretically is possible. Despite that, overall scenario currently, doesn't looks really good for taking the short position on a greater scale. I mean on the daily chart, on the fallout FM chart, because take a look on the daily we have the choppy action around this area, which is not really good. Second, on the fallout FM chart we still have this divergence, this bullish divergence, which suggests a possible upward continuation in the gold market. So this short-term setup could work, for example, in kind of the ABC reaction, but in a larger scale, this overall situation is not really very good for taking the short position. So what we could consider right now on the hourly chart, market, as you can see, actually was tending to XOP target. So that was OP here that we discussed yesterday, but due to this fast action we said do not take the short position by far. And indeed later market almost has hit the XOP. Now we have this bearish engulfing in place. We could consider possible retracement up. For example, it could be kind of the ABCD shape retracement to the 1580. In this case, potentially, we could get, for example, something like God is cheap to sell, right? That could be at least something, some short-term bearish setup and we could consider possible taking the scalp short position with a possible A, B, C bottom, A, B, C top, D pattern. So maybe this kind of action is possible. But that is only that we have currently on the gold. I do not see yet something really more interesting by far. And on the longer term charts, on the daily in particular, well, usually when you see the grabbers of this sword, and when the market really shows the big collapse, you count on the direct continuation right back down. If it hasn't happened, it means that something different is forming here. And for example, you could consider even this recent consolidation as a kind of the pin pattern after the upward action, right? So it could be the triangle here, which suggests possible upward continuation. That's why we talk today, and besides today is Friday, so we are coming to the weekend. So we talk today about this minor pattern that could be formed, and if you would like to, you could try to trade it. But that's only for very short-term setup, just for today's session. So in the larger time scale, it would be better to stay aside and see what will happen, because risks of the upward continuation of gold still stands on the market, and we think that it's not proper moment for taking the short position on the 4-hour time frame chart on the daily time frames. So that's our view on the gold market today.